Welcome to the Daily Transfer Show. I'm your host Miles. I'm joined here as ever by Goal's chief correspondent Peter Staunton. We're going to dive right in with news from our Arsenal correspondent Chris Wheatley. The Borussia Dortmund are massively frustrated with Arsenal about not meeting their asking price for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. It's always a risk with Arsenal, isn't it?
I don't find myself in total coherent agreement with Arsenal fans a lot of the time. However, I think we're singing from the same hymn sheet here when we say, "Will you just pay the money? Pay the money!"
It's like 5 million they're holding on. So,
it's like they want 60 million odd, 60 million euros, and Arsenal are going like, "Oh well, here's 50." You know the price.
Yeah, they bid 50 million of Arsenal, and then they bid 58 million as the second one. I think Dortmund wants 70 million, but they're willing to settle on 65. That is like their lowest negotiation point, and Arsenal are just like edging there. It's just 1 million at a time.
You think, right? Wenger has done this before and they've missed out on targets. Higuain was the big one that Arsenal fans are talking about this morning. They missed out because of this lowballing that Arsenal are doing. There's no other word for it. And now we've got new contract negotiators, we've got new heads of recruitment, and it seems to be same old Arsenal. Now I can't understand that extra 5 million. They'll knock off that extra 5 million in shirt sales, qualifying for the Champions League, extra TV money if they go up one more slot in the Premier League. I just don't understand what they've got to gain by this. And if you think Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is the solution to your problems up front, then surely at some level you think he's a 60, 70 million player.
Yeah, I mean you have to expect to pay a premium in the middle of the season to buy a big club's best player who's going to go straight into your team. It does seem,
and at that price, even at that price in this market, Aubameyang is a bargain. That is a rock solid bargain for me. And you know, I can understand why Dortmund are frustrated because they've done business pretty much with every big club. Alright, so they've sold, let's say, to Bayern, they've sold to Real Madrid, they've sold to Barcelona. So they're used, they've sold to Man United. They're very, very accustomed to behaving in a certain way in these negotiations. Now they must be stunned by what they're facing with Arsenal. Arsenal behaving like they're the only club in the market that nobody else is having a sniff here and thinking, Aubameyang's available. We know now he's available for 70 million. Why don't we go in for it? Because that's exactly what Chelsea should be doing. That's what Man United should be doing. That's
Real Madrid.
I just don't understand. They've got a free run at Aubameyang and they are looking a gift horse in the mouth. Arsene, son, get that checkbook out and pay it. Even if you have to pay it in bitcoins or something, you don't just pay it. It's really frustrating me, and I don't even support Arsenal.
He's got 5 days to sort it out. Arsenal have 5 more days to sort out a deal, which should have been done a week ago.
But the days are wasted because Dortmund are preparing for a game tomorrow. He's in the squad. Aubameyang is back in the Dortmund squad. Peter Stoger, the manager or the coach, confirmed that he's got a chance to play tomorrow in the Bundesliga. So you can rule out today, rule out tomorrow. Warm down day on Sunday. You know, you're looking at it's going to run into deadline day.
It's going to be a deadline day deal.
It's going to run into deadline day, and I cannot believe that Arsenal have got themselves into this situation. If they miss out on Aubameyang, there will be no fury to match what the Arsenal fans are going to do.
It'll be Wenger out all over again, won't it?
Absolutely.
Those banners will be back.
Because
the planes will be back.
They won't have replaced Sanchez, because Mkhitaryan, if you think he's a replacement for Sanchez, then you've got another thing coming. They need Aubameyang. They need him pay the money. And if it's a case that it's 5 million, 7 million, 8 million, 10 million, what are they holding that 5 million back for? Who are they going to buy with that 5 million?
Yeah, it's baffling.
Baffling.
Arsenal fans, let us know in the comments section what you think about this Aubameyang limbo, essentially, turning into a farce, fast turning into a farce. And
there's also the Giroud question to be answered as well, because Chris, our Arsenal correspondent, is that Arsenal don't want to send Giroud on loan. They want to knock Giroud's price off the final price of Aubameyang, which is not what Dortmund want. They would like a striker to carry them through to the end of the season, and Giroud fits the bill in that respect, and then they want to go again in the market. What they don't want to do is commit to signing Olivier Giroud long term, which I can understand, because he's not. For me, he's not as good as
Aubameyang, is he?
No, but he'll carry Dortmund through, let them fulfill their objectives to the end of the season. So, again, it looks like they're miles apart just on the add-ons. So, they would be well advised. If they don't want to, I was going to use a bad word there, but if they don't want an excrement storm coming at them down the track, just get this deal over the line.
No Arsenal game this weekend, obviously, because they got dumped out of the FA Cup earlier this month by Nottingham Forest.
You know what's really fresh about Arsenal fans? It's so they win 3 FA Cups in 4 years, and it's like, oh, the FA Cup, what a load of rubbish, we don't care about the FA Cup. Then they get knocked out of the FA Cup, and they're like, oh, I can't believe we're out of the FA Cup, Wenger out.
It's like the Europa League, though, isn't it? Clubs rip on the Europa League all season long, and then they qualify for it, and it's like, it's It's a great tournament. We love it. We love being here.
Well, let's see if Arsenal win the Europa. They've got a good chance of winning the Europa League.
Yeah, they're focused
and then they're back
that.
in the Champions League, same as what Man United did last season.
And they do have a Carabao Cup final to look forward to, don't they?
The big one.
The big one, yeah. Not quite.
Fizzy drink final.
We have some odds here for who's going to win the FA Cup from bookmaker Dabble Bet. Man City are favourites 11-4.
They're favourites for everything.
They are favourites for everything. Favourites for the Champions League as well, as we said yesterday. Man United are 17-4. Chelsea 5-1. Liverpool 11-2. Spurs 6-1. Leicester 16-1. So familiar faces there.
Yeah, it's like the pretty much the Premier League table.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but you never know what way the FA Cup is going to go.
No, exactly. It's hard to call. It's only the fourth
FA
round at this point, which is what, like 32 teams left.
Yeah.
Alexis Sanchez could make his debut for Man United. He
against the Oval, yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't play in Nottingham Forest. The Nottingham Forest
no, he didn't.
Lost 4-2. I reckon he could start that bench, but he could be thrown straight in there, couldn't he? I mean, he's match fit.
It would be like Mourinho to do that. Give people a reason to watch this game tonight.
Yeah, Sanchez or no Sanchez, they should win tonight.
They should stroll it. Yeah, they should stroll it. It'd be good to see Sanchez finally in a Man United shirt.
Yeah, it feels like it's been forever, but this window, it wasn't even at the start of the window like he was going to Manchester United. I mean, that only happened like 10 days in.
I know, time just feels like it's going so slowly. It feels like we're in...
It's this show. Armenia coach Artur Petrosyan, he commented that Mourinho had a problem with Mkhitaryan.
Yeah, well, the problem was he didn't know how to use him.
Yeah.
Because when Mourinho has, if you're not a striker, if you're not a Lukaku or a Drogba or an Ibrahimovic, those type of strikers that he likes, then he kind of looks at you and sees, Park Ji-sung. That's the only type of attacking player that he has, is somebody who's going to be so diligent, will track back. They used to call him Park Three Lungs because he'd run up and down all day for you. That's what he turned Willian into.
Yeah.
And he tried to turn Samuel Eto'o into that when he was managing Inter. So when he looks at Mkhitaryan and he goes, I can't see it.
Will you run the wings?
Just run the wings. That's all he wants from his wide attackers. Yeah. And Mkhitaryan just does not fit that paradigm whatsoever.
Do you reckon he'll be better suited at Arsenal?
Yeah, definitely. And this is the Armenia coach said as much, and he will have been speaking, of course, to Mkhitaryan on international duty all the time about what's going on behind the scenes at Man United. And we know that Mkhitaryan wasn't happy with the system of play. Mourinho hinted yesterday in his press conference that Mkhitaryan could have done more to adapt to what United were asking him for. But I just think he was the wrong fit for Mourinho from the start. Yeah. There's a really good player in there in Mkhitaryan, and I think we're going to see that at Arsenal. Wenger loves to play that symphonic one-touch football that Mesut Ozil and even people like Jack Wilshere excel in. And Mkhitaryan is going to fit right into that. Finishing, I expect him to maybe score 7 or 8 league goals by the end of the season and have a few assists as well. I think he's a difference maker for Arsenal. They're going to be very fond of this guy at the Emirates.
Let us know in the comments section what you reckon Mkhitaryan will be like at Arsenal. Over in Spain, Barcelona's 100...
Catalonia.
Over in Catalonia, Spain.
Just
throwing that curveball in there. Still officially Spain for now. Their 160 million new signing Philippe Coutinho made his debut last night in the Copa del Rey. Barcelona beat Espanyol 2-0, so they won 2-1 on aggregate, I think it was.
Yeah, they were beaten the other week. Yeah.
He only played, I think, 24 minutes or something like that, but he sounds like he made a great impression.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah. The deal. I mean, it's a dream deal for him, and he didn't look out of his depth whatsoever playing alongside those better players at Barcelona.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show, you can take a really good player out of a good team, which Liverpool were, and then you put him in a great team, and he can sink or swim.
Yeah.
But Coutinho is so fluent in the Barcelona style of play already that I think it's going to be no problem for him to adapt there. I think it'd be a really, really effective signing for them. Surprised he took number 14 though.
Mascherano's number, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mascherano's number.
He's just gone and...
Did Cruyff play number 14 for them as well? He played 14 for Holland, didn't he?
Yeah, but I'm not sure about...
Why did he pick number 11 or something?
I don't know. Beats me. In terms of... A lot of people are getting excited about Messi and Coutinho playing together.
Yes.
That's something to look forward to, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. And Messi now under that long-term contract at Barcelona.
Yeah.
The numbers were allegedly leaked earlier on. Over the Christmas period, I think the numbers were leaked about Messi's contract, and they're absolutely astronomical. But crucially, he's locked down at Barcelona now. There's no, he's not 6 months out from negotiating a free transfer anymore.
Yeah.
He's Barcelona's for life, and that must give everybody at Camp Nou just an added sense of security and give an extra spring in their step, because they expected going into this season that it was going to be a difficult season.
Certainly the fans did.
And look at them now; they're so far ahead.
Yeah.
They've got Coutinho as the cherry on top, and they've got Messi locked down for the long term. And there's no doubt in my mind that Messi is the greatest player in the world. He's playing so well at the moment and having such an influence on the team that he would make anybody look good.
It's only a matter of time now. I mean, I'm going to start this conversation. I'm sure it's been mentioned by a few people.
Ballon d'Or.
Before the hype train gets into motion of the Barcelona treble talk. Because Copa del Rey, they're the favourites. La Liga is wrapped up. The Champions League is going to be a big one.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when you get these super clubs now converging who buy all the best players, your Bayerns, your Barcelonas, your Man Cities, you know, PSG, everybody's looking for a treble or even a quad at this stage. So, a little bit, not everybody can do it because there's only one European Cup to go around. So, we might have to wait another few weeks before we can talk about this one.
Yeah, they got Chelsea in the last 16, don't they?
They'll put Chelsea.
You reckon they'll put Chelsea? Yeah.
I think Messi and Suarez will. I think they'll have just enough to overcome Drinkwater and the boys.
Just enough. Moving on to arch rivals Real Madrid. They're down in the dumps at the moment.
Awful.
They got knocked out of Copa del Rey to Leganes yesterday, I believe. No, day before yesterday now. And there's talk of Zinedine Zidane's job being at risk if they get knocked out of the Champions League.
Yeah, they're so bad at the minute that absolutely make you sick just looking at them.
Even though they've won back-to-back Champions Leagues, it's bizarre, as we were saying yesterday. But this is a situation they've created for themselves. Appalling form, not playing well.
Appalling transfer market. Pepe, Rodriguez, Morata, these guys walking out the door without replacements.
Yeah.
Negligent.
So there's talk that Mauricio Pochettino could be the man that's going to come in, parachuted in the summer to replace Zinedine Zidane.
Yeah.
He was asked yesterday about those rumours, and he said, "It's a lot of rumours about this, about that. Tomorrow Spurs chairman Daniel Levy could have a bad night and say, oh, I'm going to sack Mauricio. And then he'll look stupid saying I'm not going to walk into one place or another." So he was hesitant to rule himself out of Real Madrid.
But
can you see him as an ideal replacement for...
Look, he's not married to Spurs, put it that way, right? Yeah. Because he flirted with PSG a couple of years ago after they had a disappointing end to the season, Spurs. I think Arsenal just pipped them to second place.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, I can see myself at PSG someday. He's an ambitious guy. I mean, he's building something spectacular at Spurs, but the next step for Spurs has to be winning trophies. Because you've guys like Harry Kane, like Ali, Eric Dyer, even the Belgian fellas at the back. They want to, and Loris too, the goalkeeper. They want to win stuff, and you can only sell this, this promise for so long that we're building something. We're going to get there. We'll be there someday. You know, it has to come to fruition at some stage, or the players are going to look around and think, you know, they're going to do a Van Persie and go, oh my God, I'm 31 years of age and I've not won anything. Yeah. I need to go and win something.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the danger for Spurs. And now Pochettino is no different. Would he be a good Real Madrid manager? If you look at his track record at Southampton and Spurs, no disrespect to Spurs, because I really love watching Spurs and I respect what they're doing as a club, but they're not in that bracket, that Real Madrid bracket.
Oh, well, no.
And it's a very unique ecosystem to be able to manage a team at that level.
The political machinations.
You've got so much to look after because you have to manage the dressing room, you have to manage the media, you have to manage your president. You have to manage the whole lot. Yeah.
You look at what someone like Rafa Benitez parachuted in and lasted 6 months.
And how did he look? He looked. Well, I like Rafa. I think he was hard done by at Real Madrid, but you know the perception was he's a clown. He's a fish out of water there. Now I worry that because Pochettino doesn't have that big club experience to bring into Real Madrid, then maybe something similar could happen to him. But his method of football, his philosophy, his ability to kick young players on, which is what Real Madrid have at the minute with Dani Ceballos, they have Theo Hernandez, Asensio, all those younger guys. Yeah. I think he could improve those, but whether he'll have the requisite, what's the right word, authority to manage a dressing room full of egos, that's another thing altogether.
Obviously, a lot of Real Madrid fans would be excited about the prospect of him bringing either Kane or Ali over with him. Yeah. Is that do you think they could succeed in La Liga?
Kane to me looks destined to play for Real Madrid someday. Yeah. I know that he's a Spurs boy through and through, and you know he's enjoying his football and he's new contract negotiations again. But you know the reality of the situation is Kane. He's probably looking forward to playing in that new stadium too, I should say, for next season. But he's going to look at his output and think, you know what, I can do it. I can play for Real Madrid.
He's one of those people, I think, that if you look at the players who will start getting itchy feet in terms of winning trophies, he could be someone who is like, I'm one of the best players in the world, eventually. He gets to that point.
Yeah, for sure.
Why don't I earn a salary equal to the best players in the world or play?
Yeah, but he must be looking at people like, like James Milner and Kyle Walker. And they're, England teammates or ex-England teammates, and they're making more money than him. And he's by far the best English player that they've had probably since Frank Lampard was in his peak. So he must look at that and think, I'm happy here, but I need to be paid what I'm worth.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And win stuff. So Spurs, please win something. Keep your team together because I love watching you.
Spanish outlet Marcus are saying that 300 million euros will be available to buy Blanco's players in the summer.
Yeah, that might get you Neymar.
Exactly, that's what my question was going to be. You ruined it.
Sorry, guys.
I was going to ask how much of that would go on Neymar, but essentially that's
Neymar's,
all of it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it because if Neymar, look, once a player wants to leave, once he starts agitating from that, it becomes easier to sign him. Let's be honest. It happened, and that might even knock a few million off the price. But it's all dependent on how Neymar plays the game in the summer or even in 2019. Yeah. But if PSG are in a situation where Neymar is saying, you know what, that's it, I'm done here. Well, they'll be forced to accept something close to what they paid for him, which was the 222 million. And I do think that 300 would probably be a fair price for him. In this market, 300 would be a fair price for Neymar.
I was thinking about it this morning and essentially how the Neymar deal to PSG sort of came out of nowhere in some respects. I mean, we'd reported on it in October 2015, I believe, or 2016, in terms of they potentially might move to PSG.
Yep.
But there wasn't a transfer saga that was drawn out in the same ways there probably is going to be.
Like Aubameyang. Yeah, but like the Real Madrid one.
Yeah,
because
which is going to be
it seems
drawn
that the two are sort of slowly drifting together because Real Madrid are in such trouble and it's time for a Galactico.
Yeah.
We know Neymar's situation is not resolving itself at PSG. He was really annoyed about getting whistled when he took the penalty from Cavani.
Against Dijon, yeah.
He's really annoyed about the physicality of the French league, which if you don't watch the French league, people might think, physicality in the French league. But trust me, there's a lot of people in the French league who aren't playing for prominent clubs who are trying to make a name for themselves by smashing Neymar. And he's getting a lot of rough treatment there.
Targeted.
And you don't get
that in La Liga though.
Well, you don't get the same open spaces in France that you do in La Liga. No. You know, when the boys get the ball at Barcelona, they've got a bit of space to pick their passes and stuff, but they're right on you in the French league. So he's not happy about that.
Yeah.
And he's got this history with Real Madrid. He trained there when he's a boy, 13, 14 years of age. They tried to sign him in 2013. His father, in fact, according to this report in Le Parisien, advised him not to go to PSG. That maybe he should try, if he wanted to try and go to Real Madrid straight off. So there's history there. And it seems that they're destined to be together.
Yeah.
Whether it can happen. It's a huge undertaking, a huge operation. It's
one to watch, isn't it, over the course of this season. We're going to read out some of your user comments now. Thanks to those of you who are watching on Facebook and have got in touch with us over the course of the show. How close is Chelsea to signing Emerson, and is Dzeko close too? If not, then are any other strikers on their radar? Well,
from Nizar's understanding,
our
Chelsea correspondent, follow Nizar Kinsella if you want your Chelsea news. Very, very close.
Very close.
Emerson is more or less done, and they're just waiting for personal terms to be trashed out.
Yeah, and I believe it's the other way around on Dzeko. It's Dzeko's the personal terms to be thrashed out.
Yeah. So, and also I think there's visa issues maybe complicating it as well.
Yeah, but they usually, I mean, it should be simple.
It should be formality, yeah. So, not happened yet. They're not going to be playing for them this weekend, that's for sure. But by transfer deadline day, they should.
You would expect so, yeah. Before Aubameyang, I reckon that'll be done.
Aubameyang, man.
Lucas has asked, is it possible for Griezmann to move to Real Madrid or Man City? I'm going to answer that one before you jump in. I reckon it's going to be Barcelona.
It's not going to be Man City because I don't think he fits the Guardiola profile.
Atletico don't.
Who was the other club they mentioned? Barcelona.
Real Madrid.
No, I think it'll be no chance of going to. Atletico would never in a million years do that business straight up to Real Madrid, but he could. I think he'd go to Barcelona.
Yeah. One more question. We have one from Malamba who says, do Chelsea really need Dzeko?
Yeah.
One word answer, yes.
One word answer, yeah.
Nice way to finish. Thanks very much for those of you who watch today on Facebook and those of you who are watching us on YouTube. We'll be back on Monday morning with another transfer roundup of the latest news and rumours. Thanks. See you then.